What's up guys, Matt here with Khaos Art, and welcome to your third Photoshop tutorial. Congratulations, you made it to number 3. In this tutorial, as you already know, we are going to be doing creating a document and saving your document. It's going to be very simple, very quick. It's still one of the beginner tutorials, so if you know nothing about Photoshop, you're in a good place. So go ahead and start by opening up your Photoshop. You should already know how to do that. And once you have it open, you should already have your custom workspace created. If you just enjoyed the default, then go with that. This is my custom workspace. You can see here I have my tools on the left. I have my color swatches and styles up here. A few options are there on the side, my layers, and character and paragraph down here at the bottom. So I just prefer it for what I do. I use a lot of text, so I prefer having those options at the bottom, and a lot of brushes. So mine's basically based around that. So let's go ahead and jump into this. You want to start off by going up here to the top left hand corner, which is File. If you are on Windows, it will also be under File. It looks exactly the same, but you're just not on the very top bar. It is at the top of your window. So go to File, New. This is Command New on the Mac, or Control New on the, Control N on Windows. Select that, and then here's the name. You can name it whatever you want. I usually just leave mine Untitled 1 or Untitled whatever it is, because when I go to save it, I'm going to name it myself, and I don't want to go ahead and name something before I know what I want to call it. So, but in this one, I'm just going to name this tutorial _ video. So, your default Photoshop size, you have several options. You have default Photoshop size, website banner, wallpaper is a custom one that I made. I'll be showing you how to make custom ones. If I select that, you can see I have a 2500 pixels by 1600 pixels, and resolution of 72 pixels per inch, and then RGB color should be on 16-bit, background white, and then those are the same. So let's go ahead and actually close that up. But I am going to select default Photoshop size, and from this I am going to press OK. So now we have this image within here, and it's about 7 inches by 5, just over 5, or just at 5 inches. So 7 by 5 picture, fairly useful for many things. If you're just trying to make a quick image, then you can use it. If you just want to mess around with Photoshop, there's another good thing that you can do. So it's very common to use it. You'll see it all over the place. But you can also create your custom one. So let's say you didn't want this and you wanted to have a custom workspace. I'm going to go ahead and close this out up here in the tab. Go to File, New. Name this tutorial _ video. Then I'm going to keep it on default Photoshop size, but I'm going to change this to pixels. So it changes both of them to pixels. And I'm going to change this to 2000 by 5000. So now my image is 2000 pixels by 5000 pixels. And then you can actually go back and rechange this to inches, and it will show you the size of it, which is absolutely massive. So let's actually turn that down a lot, because I think I accidentally added an extra 0 on my, on my pixels. So that should be at 5000. And why is it doing this? Makes no sense. Lots of issues with it, but let's say that you wanted a picture to be 2000 by 3000 pixels, resolution of 72 pixels per inch, 16-bit RGB color mode, and then you want to save this preset as, then your name up here, huge image. There we go, huge image. Then you can choose what you want to be the same. Everything I choose: resolution, mode, bit depth, content, profile, pixel, aspect ratio. Then it gives you a little bit of a warning right down here, letting you know what's going on with it. I'm just gonna say OK. So now if you go in here, you can see that I have a huge image right here, and it goes directly to these settings. If I went to wallpaper, it changes back to that. So I'm gonna open up my wallpaper one. You can see it's a fairly large image, about 34 inches by 22 inches. It's really big, but for almost every computer, that is about the size of what you want your wallpaper to be for your background, about 2400 by 1600 pixels. So we have this. I'm just going to paint it black. I'm going to save it now. So now we have a black picture. You're going to go to File one more time, either Save or save as. I generally do save as just to make sure that I don't overwrite something else that I opened up to use parts from. So save as will save your tail a lot of times than it has for myself. So let's just go to documents or desktop. Save this as tutorial video.psd. You have a lot of different options whenever you're in here. You can change your format from Photoshop, large document format, BMP, GIF, Photoshop, EPS, JPEG, JPEG 2000, PCX, there's a Photoshop PDF, then PNG, lots of ones that you probably recognized before, TIFF, lots of different stuff. I'm going to save this as the Photoshop document though. This is what you will be able to go back into Photoshop and open up again to see what it is and be able to edit it. So a PSD is very important to save a copy of a PSD and a JPEG or PNG or whatever else file you wanted to save it as. So I'm going to save this as PSD. Select save, and now it's saved. If I go down here and close this, you can see that I have it right here. Tutorial video.psd. Now open this back up. I'm going to go to File, Save As. Now I'm going to select PNG. PNG will give you a lot higher quality than a JPEG will, but it's also a larger file. So just a little bit information in there for you. You can look that up and see what each different version of the file that you can save is. Here are all of them. I'll just leave it up there if you need to pause it and look at it. Alright, so now I'm going to save this tutorial_video.png. It's always worth to double check to make sure that this did change to PNG, because if it says PSD but you're saving it as a PNG, it won't know what to do. Your computer will be like, well, I can't save it as both files, so I'm just going to give it the PSD extension, but it's a PNG file, so it'll open to nothing because that's impossible. So I'm going to save this as a PNG, save. Then you have a little bit of options here with PNG. Just something to mess around with, learn a little bit about. Always, once again, you can look it up. So now we have the PNG file here as well. So my background's not very great to see this this picture on. Maybe I can move it to the light. There we go. So you can open up the PNG file. It'll open up with your general image viewer, and then your PSD will open up with Photoshop. There you go. So thank you for watching, guys. I know it's kind of short and kind of bland, but this is the roots of Photoshop, things that you have to know to be able to do anything. So thank you for watching. Let me know what you think about it, and more advanced tutorials will be coming very soon, I promise.